Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Blame It on the Stars, where we give you an inside look to what's going on in the universe so you can blame your problems on the stars. It is Jade here.
And it's Kara.
And this week, we'll be talking all about the new moon in Leo as well as Venus entering Virgo. But in case you missed it, last week, Leo season began. So if you want to know more about that, then definitely check out last week's episode before diving into this one.
And just to give you a heads up, next week we'll tell you everything you need to know about Mercury retrograde in Virgo and Leo.
And with that being said, let's dive into the episode. So the new moon in Leo happens on Sunday, August 4th at 7:12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Per usual, the date and time are from the website astroseek.com. What you need to know. The new moon in Leo is a time for new beginnings that center around Leo themes like creativity, self-expression, or personal joy and happiness. Leo, which is ruled by the sun, encourages you to really shine brightly and embrace your talents and what makes you unique, making this a really good moment to set intentions around personal projects, artistic endeavors, or anything that requires you to step into the spotlight.
How this affects you. During this new moon, you might feel more confident and willing to express yourself. This is a good time to set your intentions around any new creative projects or hobbies. It's a good time to put yourself out there and embrace any opportunities that come your way that allow you to showcase and show up as your authentic self. The Leo energy is encouraging you to take the lead and to be yourself fully.
So why this matters? New moons in general are all about new beginnings and setting intentions for the future. So in the sign of Leo, these intentions are really magnified by Leo's association with courage, passion, and leadership, making this not only a time where you're just setting those intentions, but you're taking action and being courageous when it comes to going after the things that you're looking to accomplish in your life. Making this also a really powerful time to focus on what brings you joy and commit to following through with your full heart.
Something you might not know is that Leo is associated with the heart and our passions. So during this new moon, you might find it easier to connect with the things that truly matter, the things that feel very important to you. You might find yourself drawn to similar interests or reflecting back to things that you liked when you were growing up or in your childhood. This energy can also bring out your healing nature, making it a good time to strengthen your relationship with yourselves and others.
Certain signs will be affected more than others by this new moon. Those signs are going to be Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio, and those are personal placements only. So Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Venus, and or Mars placements. Now, there are some aspects to this new moon that make this just a little bit more interesting. The first is that the sun and moon are sextile Mars, which can bring a lot of energy and a real strong desire to take action towards the things that you're setting intentions for. Since Mars is our physical energy, there can just be a lot of determination that comes up during the new moon.
Also, the new moon will be sextile Jupiter. This is a very positive alignment that's going to help support any of the new intentions or goals that you are setting for yourself. This aspect will bring about a lot of optimism, growth, and new opportunities, making it a good time to put yourself out there and really challenge yourself to pursue things that will make you happy.
So on the same day as the new moon in Leo, Venus will enter Virgo. This happens August 4th, but at 10:23 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What you need to know. Venus is the planet that deals with our relationships, but it also deals with our creativity and our finances. And when it enters the very detail-oriented and practical sign of Virgo, you'll notice that your relationships tend to take a focus more towards practicality and acts of kindness. And you'll be really embracing the small details that can make a big difference in your relationships. There is also just in general a greater appreciation for acts of service, health, and wellness in your life.
How this affects you. Venus in Virgo will encourage you to take a more analytical and discerning approach to your relationships and aesthetics. Even though Virgo energy is known to have perfectionist like tendencies, it can help you to refine and be intentional with the things that you value. This is also a good time to improve or adjust your daily routines and habits to focus more on self-care and to address any imbalances that you might have in your relationships.
So, why this matters? Virgo's influence on Venus can really highlight the importance of practicality when it comes to how you care for yourself and others. So, it's really all about showing your appreciation through any helpful actions or making any improvements in your own life that can improve your own well-being. Since Virgo is also associated with health and wellness, this is outside of the actual relationships element of Venus, a really good transit to focus on self-care and getting back into a routine or anything that you think will help you flow through life more fluidly.
Something you might not know is that Venus is considered to be in fall in Virgo, meaning it's not able to fully express itself in that sign. So during this transit, you might find that your relationships are more focused on practicality or showing affection through acts of service compared to when it was in Venus in Leo, and the energy was more about being very generous and making grand romantic gestures. With that in mind, it is a good time to make any practical adjustments or reflections if needed, and to find practical ways to support those you love.
If you're wondering how long this transit lasts, Venus will enter Libra on August 29th at 9:23 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you have between August 4th and August 29th to experience Venus in Virgo.
And per usual, certain signs are affected more than others. The signs that are most affected by Venus in Virgo are Virgo, Pisces, Gemini, and Sagittarius placements. By placements, we mean Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Venus, or Mars placements only.
And since this is a Venus transit, certain rising signs are more likely to find love. Those are going to be Pisces rising, since Venus will be in the 7th house of relationships, and Taurus rising, since Venus will be in the 5th house of romance. There are some key dates you're going to want to pay attention to. These are the aspects that Venus is going to make while it transits through Virgo. The first is on August 19th. This is quite a challenging day, to be honest. Venus will square Jupiter and Venus will be opposite Saturn. Both of these aspects can bring some challenges. With Venus square Jupiter in particular, it's going to be really important that you are not overdoing it when it comes to relationships and finances, since squares to Jupiter can create a tendency to overlook things, and Venus is how we spend our money and how we care for others. We want to just be really diligent and careful. With Venus opposite Saturn, however, you don't want to be too restrictive. So it's going to be really important to find a balance and avoid any extremes on this day.
And then on August 22nd, Venus will be square Mars. This will be another challenging day because the square between Venus and Mars will create friction and potential conflict between yourselves and others. If you're running into some conflicts on this day or even the days leading up to August 22nd, remember to take a step back and pause before making any permanent decisions or taking actions that could have long-term consequences. Because Mars energy is very quick and can be impulsive at times, it's a good idea to always slow down before jumping to conclusions or responding without fully thinking through what it is you're trying to say.
And then on August 27th, Venus will trine Uranus, which can bring some excitement and positive changes when it comes to our relationships and also any creative projects you might be working on, since Uranus is a very inspired energy and can bring on new perspectives. This can be just in general a day where you feel more willing to try new things or embrace any unconventional ideas that you normally wouldn't try.
And finally, the last aspect that Venus will make while it's in Virgo happens on August 28th. Venus will be opposite Neptune. Because Neptune is a very foggy and confusing energy, this aspect can make things a little bit unclear. It's really important to stay grounded and to be cautious of setting unrealistic expectations for yourself or others around that time.
And that is it for this week's episode. Next week, we'll be covering everything that happens during Mercury retrograde in both Virgo and Leo. So definitely make sure wherever you're listening to the podcast, you're subscribed and have the notifications turned on so you don't miss when we post next week. But until then, that is all for now, and we'll see you all next Monday. Bye.